just joined us. Hi Ian, how's it going? Perfect timing for your division too, because we're on to the East Conference, Mull Head. So we've got the Plymouth Argyle
Back down to Division 4 again.
Yeah. Plymouth Argyle Browns, 208 against the Workshop Workhorses, 190. The Bucks Gold Rush win again, 186.05 against the Portsmouth Pirates, 131. The Nairn Knights, 182 against 196 Preston Mooney Tunes. There you go. Perfect timing there, Ian. So is that 5 in a row, or is it 5 out of 6? I'm not sure. The Laxdale Legends, 147 against the Bedford Brewskis, 160.45. The Preston Hawks, 184.46 against the Edinburgh Thunderbirds, 167. The Chicago Scorpions, 257. It's a cracking score. Unlucky for Lee Vikings, getting 200 points and losing. 207. So that puts Chicago Scorpions at the top, ahead of Plymouth Argyle Browns. Well done, Arthur. So far, you got the Workshop of Rookies, Bedford Brewskis, Laxdale Legends at 6 and 5. Then you've got the Preston Mooney Tunes, Edinburgh Thunderbirds, Portsmouth Pirates, Nairn Knights, Lee Vikings, and Preston Hawks at 5 and 6, and Gary at 4 and 7 after his three wins out of the last 4 or whatever.
I was going to say, what's happening with Gary? Is he actually trying for a change? I mean, look at this. He's on a roll. He's back in it. No one's dead in this division, and of course, with this being Division 4 and no relegation involved, it's great to see every team still got something to play for, and they really do. Preston Mooney Tunes are on a good winning run as well now. Well done, Ian. At 5 and 6, they've actually got the spot now, so that means that they've got the points advantage as well, which is at this stage when a league is this tight, it's always a great thing to have. But yeah, this is tight. I mean, even the two at the top at 7 and 4, they're not mathematically in the playoffs yet, much less got the automatic promotion nailed down. So absolutely everyone's got everything to play for with 3 weeks to go here. I love to see a league like this.
I'm sure the ones that are playing in it don't love it too much.
Well, as I say, it certainly gets the bum cheeks. It certainly gets the bum cheeks flapping when you're involved in it,
So 208 to 190. So there you go. Gamewell 36. Obviously, it's not got.
Gamewell having a big game. But that's the thing. Gamewell's only made up for what Chase should have done, and you see that a lot. If your star player doesn't quite perform, if one of your kind of lesser players picks up a big game like that, it keeps your score level, it keeps you to the level. Whereas Amon-Ra St. Brown doing 8.75, that's just that's no good really, and 15 from Hunt just doesn't cover that, the same way that Gainwell's 33 covers Chase's 7, and there's the difference in this game.
Definitely. And obviously 2 Cleveland defenders for probably one of the best defenses in the league.
Garrett's been absolutely flying, and they've got the Raiders this week, so you can see Garrett having an absolutely monster game again this week. Very much so.
It could easily be 3-0.
That's
or 2-0. Get a safety.
Massive score. Unfortunate for Lee Vikings to run into that at this stage. When the league's this close, you really don't want to be running into 250 points. It just hurts so bad.
I know, and that's a 58 ball. Even you got this for Alan this week. You got 58.
No, he won't be getting that for Alan this week, that's for sure. But that's with Mercado, by the way, 250 odd points with Mercado there at 5 points.
Yeah, look at that.
Michael Wilson. And I mean, see, playing Wilson last week, you have to doff the cap for those who brought Wilson in and started him because, it was a bit of a left field throw, with the Cardinals being the Cardinals. And yeah, of course, Harrison was out, but it took a bit of balls to stick Wilson in there and go with him. So I do doff my cap to all those who played him this week.
That was definitely a good one. So, let's see, where are you, Ian? Oh, it's a closer one, 196 to 182. So, is that Joe in their Knights? Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Flacco in there at quarterback. That's a proper boomer bust at the moment, isn't it? Every week I play him, he does nothing, and then every week I leave him on my bench, he scores stupid. So that's annoying. But he's got Drake London's out. He's getting Vidal on bye week and out. So yeah, work to be done for Ian this week. I can see.
You'll get more out of Smith against Dallas.
Oh yeah, you played Smith. Smith's one of these ones. He's going to have the weeks of 2 points in that, but you have to hope that kind of get into the run of the playoffs, and hopefully that offense will start purring a wee bit better than it is at the moment.
So you've got a choice of
Baker on the
Chubb,
bench here as well.
Hubbard, or
So,
Spears. You got to play Spears. Either mind.
I'd
Hubbard
play
and
Spears over Hubbard all day long. Yeah, you can't be playing Hubbard now. It's that's Dowdle's backfield now. You've got to play Spears because Spears will get 5 or 6 catches, in the game. That's pretty much guaranteed. So I mean, they probably won't go for much, but he'll get 5 or 6 catches. So chuck him in there anyway because he might bust one. You never know. And Luther Burden's another one that I feel like it's only a matter of time before he gets more involved in that Chicago offense, which does seem to be going pretty well, So that's another one that's an option to be putting in.
I think Godwin's back this week as well. I think there's something Godwin might be playing today, so this weekend as well. So that'll be a good one for Baker. But yeah, so let's see who's playing who this week then.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's with 3 weeks to go now, and with the way this division is, you really don't losing is not an option, And I feel for Joe here playing Joe with his near nights there up against the informed Plymouth Argyle Browns, and at 5-6, and he's on a wee bit of a losing streak, much like he is in the home league, Johnny. Where he's on a wee bit of a losing streak and falling down a bit. So I'm hoping it turns around for him.
Yeah, obviously, so we've got the workhorses up against the Bucks Gold Rush, and they get another cracking score and beat them again. And keep it tight. You've got the Plymouth Argyle Browns at 7-4 against the Joe at 5-6, Portsmouth Pirates at 5-6, the Petra Brewskis at 6-5. You've got Press. We've got Ian against Pez. They've got this little rivalry here.
Oh, it's about the Preston Derby. Oh, the Preston Derby's on.
And I think Pez won the first one in week 1 as well, so you want a bit of revenge here, won't you, Ian? Plus the fact playing Pez, I know you much English, so. And you've got the Laxale Legends up against the Chicago Scorpions. So, and Edinburgh Thunderbirds up against the Lee Vikings.
I mean, they're all huge games, and every one of them's a huge game. And I mean, Laxdale Legends will be cussing their luck running into Chicago Scorpions at this time after the Scorpions scored 250 odd points. Although they're not getting the same points for Josh Allen this week, so that's a good start at least. But yeah, the Preston Derby, that's got to be, every game's a big one here, so it's got to be the Preston Derby that's the big biggie. Professor Pez, let's see what's happening here. Yeah, I mean, there you go. Pez is starting there. Brissett, he knows what he's looking at. I see big points for Brissett this week against the Jacksonville defense. I really do. It's you can't run on them, but you can throw on them. So it's a big week for that. And Seattle have been talking about getting Kenny Walker more and more, and Kenneth Walker more involved. So you could see him getting a lot more touches. So yeah, you're up against it this week, Ian. It's if you're playing Wilson, I know that Jacobs is a bit hurt, but as far as I'm aware, he's starting.
Well, it's a game time decision. They're going to decide at game time with his playing. And Godwin's first game back, so you get plenty target.
Back. I would not be putting Godwin in. I would be leaving him on my bench and then waiting to see.
Slayton's back from injury.
So yeah, it's a tight one. It looks like a close one. Pez has got Shaheed in there as well. He's done nothing so far in Seattle, but you have to think it's only a matter of time before he gets a kind of bust out game type thing. So yeah, it looks a tight one, and it's such a close one where I think the loser of the loser of the Preston Derby is probably not going to be making the playoffs this year. So a big game there.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of banter back and forward in that one.
I'll bet.
Yeah, good luck, Arthur. You get a chance to, depending on the scores, if you get to 8, and you won't quite guarantee to play a spot, but you're as bloody as good as. So you
if he gets to 8, he is guaranteed. Because, no, it's okay. They can still get. Yeah, though. If he gets to 8, he's in.
As good as, yeah.
But it's a big week for Joe there as well. Joe desperately needs a win because if Joe loses, I can't see how he gets back from 5-7, gets back into it. So yeah, I mean, as I say, it's so tight this division that every game's a big one. There isn't a small game here.
The thing is, though, if he loses, he's still only going to be one spot behind the playoff spot because
don't get me wrong.
It'll be one game, so
the 7 and 5s, even the 6 and 5s, they can kind of, a loss isn't dropping, a loss isn't putting them out of the equation. The 5 and 6s, if they lose, I would say they're dead. But the 7 and 4s and the 6 and 5s, if they lose, they're still in the chase. They're still in it.
So yeah, Arthur's down here. Come on, Ian. I'm sure Bez is going to love that one.